What's up, YouTube, man? Hey, back for one more episode. As you can see from the thumbnail, Kendrick Perkins and the media members are lying again. Um, I want to actually get into something he tweeted out and then he talked about on the show the next day. And I'm gonna show you the tweet. But before we even get to that, man, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Become part of the family, man, so you can catch all this content when it comes out, and then you can respond in the comment section as per usual. But Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, and a lot of other media members, my opinion about what their real job is. Now, I mean, of course they're hired to, commentate, give analysis on whatever sport they're covering and all of that good stuff. But drama sells, and you got to be good at stirring up the drama, keeping the drama going. Like, being a spin doctor and spinning things one way to have a narrative go forth. And it's just a lot of unnecessary stuff. And I don't know when sports got like that. But the new narrative that they're trying to spin, and I don't know why, is that now that Kyrie Irving is not part of the Brooklyn Nets, they're trying to make it seem like that the Brooklyn Nets are playing better basketball without Kyrie Irving. And then they're trying to take stuff like the Boston stuff that happened with Kyrie and say everywhere he goes, the team plays better without him. And this is a narrative that they was able to spin for the Boston Celtics. And once you're able to push a narrative and you tell a lie long enough, it becomes believable. So now they already got Boston solidified that everyone in the sports world that don't have a mind of their own already have it. Okay, that's the foundation. Boston played better without him. Now, I would say that Boston did get further in the playoffs the year that Kyrie was hurt. But I'm not going to say that they played better without him. It's too many other circumstances to go into that. They wasn't a better regular season team. They got hot in the playoffs, pretty much what happened. And when he came back, the team kind of self-imploded because, rookies, second-year players, third-year players all kind of overachieved. And with a superstar like Kyrie coming back, with another all-star like Gordon Hayward coming back, both coming back at the same time off an injury, it was kind of hard to put that toothpaste back in the tube and tell Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Terry Rozier and Marcus Smart that they had to go back to being bench players, especially behind a former all-star in Gordon Hayward that is not better than Tatum or Brown, and who was coming off a really, really major leg injury that pretty much had him to where he shouldn't have been on the floor at all in the role that he was playing as a starter, as a number 2 behind Kyrie Irving. So that, that's not a here, not a there. That narrative had been spun. It's false. Even Jason Tatum went on Jada Reddit's podcast and explained exactly what happened with that team, and it had nothing to do with Kyrie, right? He explained it quite nicely. But now they have a new narrative. They're saying the same thing about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is playing better without Kyrie, but they're ignoring the fact that Steve Nash is the reason why they're playing better. Everyone for the last 3 years have called out Steve Nash for his lack of coaching, his lack of adjustments, his lack of game plan, his horrible game planning, his lack of putting the offensive system in. They got easy shots for the team. I've been talking about this to all since he's been there. I've been talking about this for a long time. But let me just show you KP's tweet. This is after probably their second or third win. I'm actually happy for KD and the rest of the players in the locker room right now. Explanation mark. They're actually having a great leader. They actually have a great leader in their coach, in their head coach. And that's kind of a slight at Steve Nash, right? And most importantly, they can focus on playing basketball and having fun while doing it, carry on. And that last second part is a slight to Kyrie Irving. He's trying to make it seem like Kyrie Irving has disrupted the team, disrupted the locker room, and made it to where they wasn't having fun playing basketball. Now, when Nick Claxton was asked with the way they're playing, how did they expect Kyrie Irving to be reinserted to the team? And it was like, I can't wait. It was like, the way we play our offense now, he's going to be perfect in it. And Kyrie's good enough where he can play in any offensive scheme. And we're going to love to have that 30 points coming back. You just imagine the way the ball is moving now under Jacque Vaughn's leadership. Imagine putting 30 points on that floor as well, and another sniper, another dominant scorer, another player that you got a game plan behind. Imagine putting that beside Kevin Durant, the way the ball is moving. I think it's going to be a dangerous team. But people like Kendrick Perkins, and I think even Joe Tsai thinks, hey man, we're doing good without Kyrie. You know, let's see how this can go. And they're telling everybody, hey man, we're playing great without Kyrie. Kyrie disrupted the team and all this stuff. And then they run into a buzzsaw. I wouldn't even say a buzzsaw. They run into the Lakers tonight. Probably the worst team in the league. I think they was 2-10 without LeBron James, right? Which is ironic. I'm gonna get to that part, but without LeBron James, probably the worst team in the league at 2-10. They beat you by double digits. Kevin Durant just went flat in the fourth quarter. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you think everything is cool and everything is doing good, but it's some games where you really need that second score. And when I say second score, I mean someone who's a machine with scoring, not somebody who can get hot every now and then. Like Steph Curry can get hot every now and then, but if Steph Curry is not hitting his shot, it's like you can't really go to him and say, okay, I need a bucket right now. And there's nobody else on the squad that you can do that to other than Kevin Durant. So if the Brooklyn Nets want to be successful, they need Kyrie Irving. That was evident tonight, right? So for the media and Kevin and Kendrick Perkins and Joe Tsai and whoever else think that, oh man, we won 4 games out of 5 without Kyrie being there, right? Forget about that. Steve Nash was the reason why the team wasn't playing well. Steve Nash is gone. They've won. Well, now they're 4-3 without Nash. They were 4-2 without Kyrie. Now they're 4-2. You know, so I mean, they're not doing spectacular, right? They're still under 500, right? They need their second horse. They need Kyrie Irving, right? This is just another self-inflicted wound by Sean Marks and Joe Tsai. It was unnecessary for them to suspend him last season because he didn't get the vax. I would rather have 41 games of Kyrie Irving than 0 games of Kyrie Irving. They chose to punish him for not getting the vax last year and suspend him for 41 games, meaning he gonna miss all 82. That's what he was supposed to do, miss all 82 games, right? Because 41 was suspended because he couldn't play at home, and they suspended him for the other 41 away games. It was like, if we can't have you full time, we don't want you at all. What the hell kind of sense does that make? Like, really, what kind of sense does that make? As an owner and a GM, tell a player, well, if you're not going to get vaccinated, not like it's not like he said, I don't want to play home games because I don't know, just some odd reason why he can't play home games. Like Kawhi Leonard, when he first got with the Clippers, he was like, coming off my knee surgery, my doctor, we're not playing back-to-backs. So if we playing the back-to-back, I'm missing either the front end or the back end, right? But that's even a legit reason. He just came off a surgery, and his doctor is telling him, his specialist is telling him, it's best for you not to play back-to-backs coming back this season, right? That's fair, right? But what if the Clippers would have told him, well, if we can't have you full time, if you can't play back-to-backs, then don't play at all. We're suspending you. And we're going to suspend you in hopes that you change your mind, you and your doctor change your mind and say, okay, I put the unnecessary wear and tear on my body so I can play every game. That's basically what they told Kyrie Irving. Well, you're saying you don't want that vax in your body for whatever reason, safety, religious, whatever reason, you don't want that in your body. You're not putting the vax in your body. So New York is saying you can't play in New York. Well, guess what we're going to do as your team, as your team general manager and team owner, we're going to suspend you and tell you can't play no games. That is the dumbest thing. Like, whose side are you on? If you're the owner and the GM, whose side are you on? Like, you can't pit yourself against the players, especially not in this day and age. They made themselves enemies of Kyrie Irving, somebody that plays for their ball club, made themselves enemies of him last year. You got the team front office on one side, and you got the players on the other side. Who would set it up like that? Like, I would have been trying. Like, I could have looked at that and said, man, it sucks, but we gotta do the best what we can do with what we got. I'm not gonna make it worse. All right, we only got you 41 games. All right, well, we're gonna do the best with that 41 games. You don't make it worse by saying, well, if I can't have my way and have you all the time, I'm suspending you. We don't want you at all. Right? And then you saw the domino effect of that, of James Harden not being healthy, and that was asking for too much from him too early, with his thigh still recovering and him also being out of shape. And then you got Kevin Durant putting too much of a load on his shoulders, and that turned him into him getting injured. And it just backfired, and they had to come back and ask Kyrie to come back and reinstate him so they can make a playoff push. They're making that same mistake now over a tweet. Well, if you're not going to apologize the way we want you to apologize, we're going to suspend you. And we're not going to let you come back and play until you apologize the way we want you to apologize, and do these other 6 things as well. They're self-sabotaging their own team again, based on ego, based on, I feel like in the public, Kyrie's doing what he wants, and we got so many people, so many talking heads talking about it, saying that I can't control my player. Well, I'm going to show you I can control my player. All of that last year was about them trying to establish control and say, well, we're going to force him to get that vax. And we're going to force him getting that vax by suspending him and becoming an enemy to our own player. You don't have your own players back. Like, that goes a long way. Like, I don't understand if they're not looking at this and seeing, if you can look at the New York Knicks and you can look at their team owner and Dolan and how he treat his former players and stuff like that, and that's not a destination for stars to go to. Like, nobody wants to go and play for the New York Knicks. The Brooklyn Nets are turning themselves into that with Sean Marks and Joe Tsai. The way they're running that ship, you're not going to attract superstars that want to come out there. What superstar is going to look over there and see how you treated Kyrie and KD? I mean, James Harden ran away from it. And you think they go put the blame on Kyrie? These players talk to Kyrie on a regular basis. They know Kyrie is not what everybody's saying he is. They know that. I can tell by the way they talk to him before and after the games. I can tell the way they hug on him. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a weird dynamic. I don't know if they think that they got the upper hand on this. I mean, and they somewhat do, because, talking about Joe Tsai and Sean Marks, it's their team. It's Joe Tsai's team, Sean Marks is the GM. So yeah, from that standpoint, you can say that they got the upper hand, but really this don't end well for them. This don't end well for them because on one end, you self-sabotaging and you suspending your second best player over some nonsense. So your team is not going to perform that well or go that deep in the playoffs based on that already. Your second best player is not there. You're probably not going to have much success. So they're already setting themselves up for failure with that, right? But all this other bull crap is this surrounding this team. Subconsciously, man, that plays a part in a whole lot of things, man. I can tell by how the referees call the game that they don't like the Nets like they'll have that much respect for them, right? They call the game a little bit different when Kyrie's not there. It's almost like they dislike Kyrie so much that they would not give them the benefit of the doubt. The whistle never goes their way. But during this little win streak that they had, this little 4-1 win streak they had, they got calls. It's almost like, oh, if as long as Kyrie not there, we'll blow the whistle fair with y'all. But if Kyrie's there, nah, we go look at the whole team like it's Kyrie. It's almost like they're giving them it's almost like they're giving them the thought that we want you. I mean, like it's almost like the league is saying get rid of him. Like the league wants to blackball him, and as long as you're gonna keep him, we go make it hard on y'all. And that message gonna get sent around to the team owners, and it's gonna get to the point where no team owners is gonna tape him. It's the same thing with how they colluded not to sign Colin Kaepernick, right? And I really wish that he wouldn't have taken the settlement, so they could have went to court, and then we could have seen, emails, maybe they had some phone text messages or some phone conversations recorded amongst the team owners. I wish some of that evidence would have came out, and we really could have seen how they talk behind closed doors. I mean, because we got an idea, but we don't know for a fact. But he took the settlement, so that stuff didn't come to light. Well, it's the same thing. All it takes is one meeting of team owners, and I'm pretty sure they had several during the year, right? Especially with the collective bargaining agreement being up this summer. So they got to go to. So I'm pretty sure these owners are talking, on a consistent basis. And all it takes is 30 owners to go in the meeting, and they all say, "Look, man, he's hurting the league money wise." And team owners don't become billionaires by not loving money. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you Michael Jordan or Mark Cuban, right? If y'all go to a meeting and all of your peers and all of your board members are sitting there and saying, "Look, this is how much we lost this quarter based on what's going on with this Kyrie thing. He's hurt. He's bad for business." Right. Same thing with Colin Kaepernick. He's bad for business. This is how much money we're losing. That's all it takes at a meeting amongst billionaires. Oh, show me that I'm losing money. All right, what we need to do. Right. And okay, look, man, we can't sign him. Nobody can say his contract is up this summer. No one's going to sign him. It's going to be that simple. Nobody's going to sign him. They're going to make that decision. And we got someone that's probably one of the best basketball players we ever seen, not just in this generation, but period, right? In his prime, at the age of 30, that's not going to be on the NBA team that season. I can guarantee you that. The only way he does get on the team is if he do some Michael Vick-like stuff and come back crawling, begging. You got to go and get Tony Dungy and, the softest Christian on earth. Right, the most turn the other cheek, the beg and get on your knees and beg for forgiveness and kiss feet and wash feet, and Tony Dungy had to do all of that and teach Michael Vick how to come humbly and beg for his job back after the dog scandal. Work side by side with him, and then come back with a report. Oh yeah, he's humble. He understands what he did wrong. They want Kyrie Irving to go through that situation. If you're not old enough or you don't remember, go back, pull up old videos when they was talking about what Michael Vick had to do to get back in the league, and then look at all the groups like PETA and all these other dog lovers that was impeding his return back to the NFL. I mean, it was a lot of pressure and a lot of pushback on him getting back in the league, man. It took a lot of effort. I mean, he had to be all parts of all types of nonprofit organizations and donate money and do some type of community service, and had to, Tony Dungy had to like pretty much do counseling with him, and he had to admit to all this crazy stuff, man. And we sitting back like all like seriously, like we all fought dogs coming up, like we all did. We all fought dogs, right? And we also understood that as busy as Michael Vick is during the season, right? As busy as he is during the season, as much as he is on the road, do you really think he was running a dog fighting race? So we knew that it was a family member that was running it, but the dogs was at a house that Michael Vick owned. Right. So on paper, yeah, it's very easy to say it's Michael Vick. And, but I mean, come on, man. Like, seriously, this man went to prison for that. Man. So, I mean, but yeah, just go back and look at how he had to crawl back and beg to get back in the league. That's pretty much what they want Kyrie Irving to do. They keep saying, well, you got to show us that you're sorry. Now, we asked you to apologize. You apologized, but no, you apologized a day late. You apologized after we suspended you, so we don't think you mean it. So now you got to show us you mean it, right? Now you got to come back crawling and begging for your job back. Show us you mean it. Humble yourself. Let us humiliate you a little bit. That's going to prove to us that you really want your job. Basically, what they're saying is, you can't have your job back. We're going to take basketball away from you, and you need to show us that you love basketball so much that you would apologize for something that you didn't do. You would denounce a film that you actually believe in, but we're going to tell you not to believe in it because we want you to tell people that follow you not to believe in this film, right? And all of those things, like it's so many reasons why they want him to do it that way. It's a lot of reasons why, but what really hurt them about this film the most is that it told Black people the origins of their Hebrew roots, right? It traced it all the way back and showed you a lot of Black Americans come from Hebrew tribes, come from the lineage of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, right? And being that you're putting that information out there to so many different people, I mean, because Kyrie had millions of followers, they felt like it was irresponsible for them to do that because that would hurt feelings of the people who had been telling people that they're Hebrew for so long. But now we know that it's not a lot of truth to that. Right, so they're rather you not put that information out at all. Just forget it's there. Don't even pursue it. Right. I mean, because if I actually believe that, and that's my religion, right, and I want to pursue that, I guess they're saying, yeah, you can do that, but you can't share it with so many people because you got too many followers, and if you share that, that's going to upset the apple cart. I mean, like, they just don't want that. That's what it's really about. It's not that he hurt feelings or he said anything racist or anti-Semitic. He didn't. We all know that, right? But they just didn't want the information out there like that for the masses. They didn't want someone that they felt like they had control over to be sharing it. And when he doesn't allow them to control him, they have to establish dominance again, right? That's all it is. But all right, man, that's all I wanted to come on here and say, man. I wanted to talk about Kendrick Perkins, and now they're trying to spin this narrative, but I would love to hear what they got to say tomorrow. Once they just seen that the Lakers slap Brooklyn Nets, how they going to come back and explain this one, right? Because they just came out talking to like, hey, man, they're playing so free and so great without Kyrie and without the distractions in the locker room. Now, once you've seen the Lakers came in there and slapped them, now what are you going to say? Is it good basketball? Is it still great basketball? If you go look at Josiah's tweets Every time they went, that was a great team win. All these type of things. He tweet these little subliminal messages that is meant for Kyrie to see. Look what we're doing without you, big dog. You get what I'm saying? All right, now you back in the losing circle. And you on the road. All right, you playing on the road. Starting out in LA, took that L without LeBron. Westbrook and AD killed y'all. Now what? What is Kendrick Perkins going to say tomorrow morning? Right? Are they still playing good without Kyrie? You still think they don't need Kyrie? You still think Kyrie was the problem? It's gonna be very interesting, man. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next video.